obviously not having much of a choice there, he had to run through. Mirbit with a nice one tap there on B short, and making some presence known to the CTs. They are present on B. It's just a question of how many players they want to commit to it now. 2 CT players in deep toilets, pretty far away for the rotate, but they won't need to rotate. Blocker just kills everyone, as he is off to do. The 3K. Eco Cobras, as we call them. Getting those easy spray downs.
Working out for Fate as they put their 8th on the board, and it looks like we will have a technical pause coming through in this round. But Blocker does well there, finding those kills at range. You can sometimes get caught off guard by the Deagles. You know, quite easy to fall foul to a headshot or some body spam in those situations. So not losing his rifle, certainly something to be commended in that last one. Fate, as we've mentioned a little bit now, they do have a chance to come back into this map, but alternate attacks, they've looked very dangerous in the forces so far on their T side, and with the full guns available, you're certainly thinking they're going to have something special to bring to this T side.
And one more thing, I'm not really... has Fates taken any timeouts in this one? They have all been technical pauses, right? They could have probably used those on the T side to just gain a few more rounds, maybe get their act together a little bit. And on CT, they haven't really needed them yet. And yeah, with this kind of early dominance, let's hope they can get it going. At least the confidence will probably go through the roof once they reach 10-10, as it often does when you are on a CT-sided map and you finally tie it up while you were down on the first half.
Yeah, there are fewer greater feelings when you're trying to put in that comeback effort, and as well when you look at it through, you know, the lens of tilt, the lens of choke. Alternate attacks eliminated from the Malta Vibes Cup 3 with a loss in this map. They can't let it slip away. The pressure is on for them if they want a chance at that $25,000 grand prize at that Malta boot camp. They can't let it slip away on their map pick here, and you'd have to expect this gun round, if Fate can secure it, that is their perfect opportunity to come straight back into things. So the Germans, they need to make a statement here and prove they still have that competitive fire in them.
Yeah, with all utility and all the guns they need, this should be doable. Slack's taking some early positioning in the playground, while the CT is not really going to contest that part of the map. Like 4 of them in toilets, though. This is scary. They're just letting them take B. This is a B retake.
Super unorthodox from Fate, completely. Virtually the entire team holding aggressively towards the toilets at the start. Han backs off to be slightly more passive, but slightly really the operative word in that situation as they wait for this continued alternate attacks A present. Skrunk would be the first player in trouble should he choose to swing around this door, but with a FAMAS against him, he could win the opening engagement. That doesn't go in his favor. Already Fate have secured the opening kill, but alternate attacks may just have no idea what they're walking into. Nicky's spotted out Slacks on the MP9, but alternate attacks, they're continuing to aggress towards this stack.
Yeah, but they already read it, because if that one player was located in toilets, Blocker gets a kill, by the way. If that one player was located in toilets, they know it's the op inner M4 outer sort of setup, and they really could have read that there's more players toward toilets, but I guess they just killed him. Mirbit gets Blocker, and we find ourselves in a 3v3 with all CTs guarding this A bomb site. I guess one is still rotating. Cressy picks up one more, and this A take, as ridiculous as it was in the beginning, is starting to look like it's going to work out, especially when Harn misses an op shot that he really ought to have hit at that point. But with 7 seconds left, the bomb is now down. Oh, just 4 seconds left in that one. If one more player survived, that was a 1 round by Fate. But alternate attacks do find it in the end. 11-8.
That was a super confusing one for Fate, really, to lose out there. They secured the opening kill. Absolutely perfect play. And then they decide they want to go for aggression out towards A long. Understandable, but when they lose the first player, they still commit blocker to that angle. That locks it then back in the 3-on-3 situation, and Han missing a couple of vital AWP shots, and the rest of the players just falling apart one by one there. It seemed like they had the great opening call, but they just lost their grasp on the round, unfortunately. Alternate attacks with that all-important 11, but the fake buy could be damaged here with a loss in this round.
We'll see what happens then as long control is established. This time 3 Fate players toward that B site. Maybe they expected alternate attacks to see, okay, they're stacking so many people on A, maybe we need to go B, make them respect us more on that side. But yeah, no early B aggression. Really, what is even the point of having 3 players on B in the first place?
Absolutely no idea, and it appears Fate don't either, as they will eventually send that push through Monster. They'll get the information they need, and they'll start rotating back up towards that A site as soon as possible, especially now that they're hearing the smokes arrive. They're going to send Patrick up in the early instance, and now it's all a waiting game, waiting for this alternate attacks attack, and hopefully finding the frags when it's necessary. At the moment, it's just Nicky watching the long angle.
And blocker on the long flank is like a contingency plan, but let's see if he's even going to be needed. Nicky up close with the FAMAS, gets the kill onto a blind player, gets another one. There's one on top of the box, doesn't see him. Resolutions don't stretch that far, and well, Mirbit here in the back didn't get flanked by blocker. I believe he must have killed him. And this round going the way of Fate, the early information really coming in handy later on.
They go aggressive at the right time, they get that right info, and they win a vital round back on the CT side. It means that if alternate attacks want to buy up in this round, they're not going to have the full rifles and utility available. And firepower available for the Germans. If Fate win this one, a great chance for them to look for the tied scoreline.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at 11-11 here unless alternate attacks gets a few early picks. They're going to try and get those. A MAC 10 versus an op. I wonder who wins. I guess it's the op this time. Harm gets the flick. And the T is a bit discombobulated after that one. I mean, what do you even do? I guess you go into hunt for kills mode, see if any of them get offered up. Not the case from Fate. Look at the minimap. They're all in a single line, just holding. Having a complete grasp over this map.
I was going to say, they could find Ma towards A long, who has been a little bit twitchy. He was swinging out, hunting for those kills, and that is the opener that alternate attacks were looking for. Now they have a very weakly defended A bomb site to take advantage of. Just Han here on the AWP, and he struggled the last time multiple players charged into that AWP crosshair. There's 4 in the toilets and 3 on the B site for Fate. They're going to call the rotations at some point, but they're still not convinced it's A. They fall back off site and instead give that early site control away to the T side. It's going to have to be a 4-on-4 retake as Han is unable to deny the plan.
Yeah, just spamming a little bit more to the left than usual, but Nicky gets him. Not going to expect another one to be on the plant position, though, as Stefan gets a double. And yeah, this round has not gone the way of Fate in any respect. They had some information that it was going to be A, but just kept 3 players on B anyway. Not sure what that Deagle throwaway was. Maybe he faked the noise of jumping down. That is next level if that's what's going on.
I think that might be the case. Nobody from alternate attacks expecting or hunting for him in heaven. So the AWP will be safe, but I mean, that round, that gamble stack on the B bomb site, I'm a bit perplexed as to why they called it, to be honest with you. Fate, they had the opening kill in that round. They had the advantage, but all it took was one mistake. Ma just shoulder peeking unnecessarily out long. Capitalized on buying a close out this map if they can take control of the economy.
Yeah, again, that split up and look for kills method finding great success in the last one. And in this one, we'll be seeing who gets the opening pick. Nothing going down on mid or B, really. Monster getting some spams through, but both teams kind of avoiding B short for now and the connector position, so they are playing very sheepish. They are on opposite sides of the map right now.
Both sides aware of how important this round could be. Neither wanting to make the first mistake and give that advantage up. Alternate attacks keeping it slow. They're unsure what they're up against. They're unsure of the angles Fate are taking, and Fate have switched up their defensive positions a good few times on this CT side. They've not been holding the same angles every round, and that's why alternate attacks are going so slowly. They don't want to fall foul to an off angle. And Cressy looks to be the first man to engage against Nicky CZ on B short.
Ooh, the late smokes as well. That's really going to help out, as only 30 seconds left on the bomb. The T's have no choice but to respect these smokes for now. And also a Molotov in Nicky's hand. This is going to be a disastrous push if they decide to go for it. Is it too time on this? They were forced to do that push so quickly, and looks like Slacks also falling there in the end. And just well played from Fate. That's the kind of CT side timing I expect a good team to be able to pull off.
Great work from Fate there. Limited weaponry available, playing it absolutely passively, and it works out brilliantly. They put alternate attacks under so much time pressure. And finally, Fate might have an opportunity to tie the scoreline up. Alternate attacks are going to take their eco in this round. They're going to give 11 to Fate and then make them fight for the tied scoreline in the full buy up next. Alternate attacks really had an opportunity there for a 13-9 scoreline, potentially a winning one with a broken Fate CT economy, but there's a breath of life being given towards these Bulgarians, and Scrunk might just have missed his timing.
Yeah, they're going back into... Oh, no, that's another... Misses the easy op shot there. Scrunk just lucky to be alive, and they have heard now a whole bunch of pistols just on the toilet's position, and the CTs are rearranging themselves to accommodate that. 3 toward A, one of them deep in toilets, though. Shrunk maybe going to see him now. Sees the barrel. Mar running out of bullets, running out of time. He's going to be running out of HP pretty soon as alternate attack starts peeking him, and no, he doesn't. He picks up 2, and Harm also in there with the supportive kill. Patrick and Nicky finishing out the rest of the round, and oh boy, that was a scary time in toilets there, but alternate attacks ultimately had no chance.
Just a bit scary there for Maha, skipping a beat slightly, but able to convert those kills in the end, and now it's the round that matters. The opportunity here in round 24 to have it all tied up at 12-12, or to allow alternate attacks to remain in the lead. The T-side economy in a mess, completely drained with this full buy, but Hans missed the first shot. Alternate attacks will still have 5 alive going forward. Blocker on the boost, has to be very careful, but he's found the kill he needs, and Slacks is on just 2 HP. Alternate attacks in trouble in this gun round.
Yeah, it was both players there on the B short position, aware of each other or just expecting each other, and the aim duel goes the way of Fate. And now alternate attacks has to scramble a little bit, find an opening here in toilets perhaps, put Harn into this uncomfortable position of having to fall back. The flash not going to do anything. Shrunk maybe being able to chase him, but not with the smoke and the Molotov in the way. That was just too much for him.
He just about gets away, and Fate have rotated quite heftily over towards this A-bomb site. Slightly too much, it looks like they expect, and Blocker, he tries to go out long on his own. That AWP is going to punish him severely for that attempt. And now Alternate Attacks with the man advantage are looking for a way into the A bomb site. They're going to have to pull Patrick up to defend at some point as Han has to flee to a more passive angle. Nade does a lot of damage onto Scrunk, but doesn't find him as the rifles need to capitalize on the low HP players eventually. They're thinking about a boost over the top. Scrunk will be found, but Slacks has gotten the kill through the smoke. Ever so vital. That should give room for the bomb to go down as Nicky can't do anything about it. More flashes now being deployed by Patrick, but it should be the early defense won by Alternate Attacks. Slacks is up, aggressive on 2 HP, missing its opening shot and backing off slightly, but it's Patrick who's gone aggressive, looking for Stefan, and he's found him as well now. 2-on-2 situation. Kretzy missing the taps, leaving Slacks on 2 HP towards Long, who has to peek out, and it's found by Patrick. Triple kill in the round, and Fate tied up at 12-12.
I'm confused there from Slacks. He didn't have to be that much in the open. He had an AWP. He could have just been very close to the wall waiting for the sound cue to come through and pushing after like 3 seconds. That would have been preferable, but, you know, I guess he was feeling the kill in the moment and just didn't get it in the end. So Fate ties it up with Alternate Attacks, but the buy on Alternate Attacks' side, not the best. We see 2 Galils, a MAC-10, a UMP. Great to be seeing that one on this game, apparently. And some kind of pistol on Slack. So that is going to be a very hard round for them to win, unless they get some sick opening kills.
Hansorp this time towards Monster. Slightly inconsistent so far on Overpass. Now they're going to rush straight into him. I don't even know if he's aware of that. The flashes have deterred them early, but he's missed the follow-up shot, leaving his team now in a 4-on-4 blocker, trying to get the damage done with his M4, but the Galil finds better of him. The rotations are coming through, but the flashes are great for Alternate Attacks. They're looking for a way in. Nicky's still allowed to live, though, and Mar now finds Kretzy. Mirbit alone in the smoke bomb, not under his control, and Fate stabilized towards the end. That nearly went very wrong indeed.
Oh, those flashes just kept ringing out on that B-bomb site. Just no time when Alternate Attacks was being able to see what's actually on their monitor. Just raining in left and right, just denying that monster push. And whew, Fate just showing us a masterclass in how to have supportive players keep control of a bomb site.
Alternate Attacks starting to sweat now. They were 10-5 up at the end of that first half, and now Fate have taken the lead on Overpass. 13-12 in the second map of this semi-final. The Germans are running out of runway if they want to remain in this series. They've called the timeout, and they have to make a really tough decision here. Do they go for the bank drainer, go for the buy, even though utility and weaponry may be limited? Or do they go for some kind of a force, some kind of a pistol buy here? Give Fate 14 and look for the really competitive buy in the follow-up round. It's a dire situation to be in, and they're using all the time they have available to discuss it.
If I was going to armchair IGL here, I would say you save up some money, you just go for armor and Tech 9, see what you can do, like just pushing aggressively, because Fate may be sort of exposed early on in those rounds, and running through utility with Tech 9s might yield some results, and then he would have gotten like a really nice buy on the next round. But all that aside, they do decide to go for the full buy, and the utility on them is underwhelming. They're going to not have, I mean, 4 smokes, that's something, you can already do something with that. You can already do a full execute and use a few of them earlier on. More slowly, committing 1 player to hold monster, as you should for basic map control, while 3 of them decide to go toward toilets perhaps, or even long, not really being contested by the CTs, as 4 Fate players were up until recently on the B bomb site. They do like doing this sometimes, just stacking a bomb site early on, because they don't expect like an early push to come in, so I don't know.
I think as well, they might have read that Alternate Attacks economy and thought, listen, this could quite feasibly be a Tech 9 armor buy in this round. Let's stack up the B bomb site, because the chances they just try and rush into somewhere on that kind of a buy are very high indeed. But this is so risky from Mar. He's up aggressive towards a long. Skrunk's here with the AK in hand, lining up utility for an A-side attack. It's where Alternate Attacks want to go for, but Mar, he needs a kill here if Fate want to be able to defend properly.
Well, he's definitely telegraphed his presence there, did Shrunk, but the Ferrari peak gets him in the end. A nice advantage for the T's now. We'll be seeing if they can capitalize on it. Nikki through the smoke, the flash as well, and Harm gets the bomb down as well. This is falling apart for alternate attacks. They must win this round. Their economy depends on it, but they just keep falling like flies. Slacks, show us some simple plays. Come on. Nah, he loses the no-scope duel there on Truck. And Fate 14-12 with very poor economy on alternate attacks' side. This timeout is needed for alternate attacks.
They had it available and they're going to have to use it as well. My word, have they let this fall apart, struggling severely on the T side. It looked almost guaranteed at the start of Overpass that we'd be going on to Dust 2 as a decider, but Fate really proving to us that they're not here to mess around in these semi-finals. They've seen the amount of cash available for winning this cup and they are hungry for it indeed. 14-12 up on their opponent's map pick, and it looks like alternate attacks are finally going to go for the partial buy. This would give Fate 15 and require 3 in a row for the Germans to come back in should they lose. It's a risky call indeed, but they had to go for the eco at some point.
I mean, yes. At this point, they're just going to have to live with that match point noise at the beginning of every round, because not looking like they're going to do much on this round. 3 in connector, though. I'm not going to find anyone up close or anything like that, which is what they were hoping for. And the Toilets players from Fate are also falling back, so this connector push not looking like it's going to bear much fruit with these kinds. Harm, consistent as always, gets that pick, and Mar just cleaning up after him, getting those players that are rushing through smokes. This round is over for attacks. They are not even considering going back to B, and Fate has a bit overstacked, I think, this A side. Not to worry, though, as attacks not big brain enough to go back down to B, and just down to Slacks now, trying to at least find a weapon to bring into the next round. Shrunk is only on $900. He might need a drop there.
Certainly might, as Han fires off the last shot of the round. And I really like this adjustment from Fate. The last couple of rounds, they've not been committing any players towards connector. Instead, they've been using that boost on the B site and nading the door so that they can get a longer channel of sight down into the tunnel. And it's worked out. They've not fallen foul to those close range stacks. And now on map point, they look to make a statement with a 2-0 in our second semi-final of the day. Alternate attacks fighting from behind in what could be the last round of this map. They look like they want to take it over towards B rather quickly at the start of this round, but slowing down after finding the early map.
And we'll be seeing, rare to see Mar here in connector. He did decide to change it up, doesn't pull the smoke out in time, and he's going to be punished for that one, unless Cressy just doesn't spam. He heard him make a footstep noise as well. I guess he has help on the other side, but he goes down. That was very preventable. And we're going to be seeing so just a boost here on B, and a B take coming from alternate attacks soon. This looks like a good round for them so far, but we'll see how the take goes in. And can Blocker get anything done? No, he can't. Slacks predicts him
together through the remainder of this half. Smokes down, defending alternate attacks well at the start of this round. The boosts already been punished by alternate attacks. Fate not finding much success for them, and you have to expect that the Germans are prepared for yet more boosts to be coming through. Time eaten up. They've awaited the dissipation of the smoke, and that might just be too much time gone. They look like they want to contest the late round. Nicky's found an opening kill, but surely there's not enough time now to defuse the bomb as Stefan does more late round damage. A flash is dropped. Slacks is actually going to stick onto this, or Patrick rather. There's no time for it. A bit too cheeky indeed, but Fate, they have the cash to go for the gamble there.
Yeah, see, I think what he was doing there is, if you just make a bomb diffuse noise, it does sometimes force the T's to just go there and shoot you anyway, even though, you know, they know there might not be enough time. They will still die in the bomb explosion soon after, so Fate really going in there late, not going for the defuse at all, just trying to get as many alternate attacks players dead by gun or by bomb. In some way they wanted them to die.
Unfortunately for the CTs, they couldn't do enough damage to harper the alternate attacks by in any way during this round. Just too needed to force overtime, and that's definitely a possibility. Alternate attacks with their backs against the wall, fighting from behind. Nikki always gambling with the spam through that wood. At least he's not going to receive any damage for it this time.
Yeah, a bit questionable to use the M4 silenced for that use case though, but Harn here just waiting for that op peek, and it's coming, and there's gonna be a flash right before it though. Slacks kills Mar, who was assisting on long there, and they know that was 2 players on long that they had to fall back, so pushing short right now, a very good idea. Counter utility coming in from the CTs. Fate really holding on to this so far. The T's are all the way back in toilets, and only one of them sort of working their way up long. Not that much though.
Blockers on the flank as well. If Fate can just buy more time for him to get into position, he might find some stuff. Cressy is watching that flank rather actively as well, so it is going to be timing. He has to push just as alternate attacks are really deciding to execute, and that's the opening kill for him. Man advantage secured, and look at the time it's eating up as well. Alternate attacks now under so much pressure to attack the A bomb site. Blocker's even going to flank A long and just put pressure on the AWP. 15 seconds to go, and alternate attacks decide to bail out into the B bomb site. They just about have enough time to plant over there as Fate realize they begin the rotation, but Scrunk, he should be able to get the bomb down either way.
Oh, that was just so little time remaining, and very good plan from them to think on their feet and push that way. But Patrick, you can spam that, Patrick. You see him. He doesn't decide to go for the kill though. I guess he's waiting for backup.
He's not careful though. The T side backup could come through indeed. Patrick has found the kill, but Cressy's found him now as well. Nikki deals a ding. Both players on 10 HP even as he reloads, but he can't secure it. Alternate attacks. 1 second is what made the difference in that round. They survive it with 2 players on 10 HP and now have 1 more chance to take us to overtime.
Oh, that was infuriating there at the end. Just trying to... like, just waiting for that player to move somehow. I don't know why he didn't spam that wood, but whatever. Fate with a very bad buy here. I think we're going into overtime. 3 FAMASs. Just not going to get it done, especially now that alternate attacks seem to have gotten their confidence back. And man alive, they're gonna have to get some good opening picks with this FAMAS. Otherwise, this whole round's going down.
Very aggressive indeed from Fate. Nikki and Hahn watching either side. Slash is ready to move in with the orb, and he's been punished. FAMAS is really struggling on the spray. They found the kill. So has Mar in Connector. And alternate attacks, they've gone all the way, but the last hurdle is causing them to trip. Cressy gives his position away by being tagged down by the fire, but Fate now, they just have to play it passive. Back out into the sites and wait for alternate attacks. 2v5 to stay in the tournaments, and that from Hahn is absolutely amazing, leaving Mibit alone to try and clutch things out for his side.
The sheer pressure that they were feeling there, that FAMAS spray, it basically decides the game, like the match, whether it goes into overtime or whether it's or Fate run away with it. Because if he doesn't hit that, we're looking at a very different round, I think. But that's all in the past. Mirbit here in a 1v5, absolutely 0% chance. As close to 0 as we can get, obviously, and just looking for that first pick, not even gonna go his way. Fate, pick it all up.
Unbelievable effort from them. Herculean, you might say, as